Today I'm going to take you on a full tour of this nearly 18,000 square foot modern estate that's newly constructed. It showcases many elements that I personally enjoy, from the striking architecture and thoughtful layout to the minimalist palette that's curated around the ethos of less is more. Priced at $42 million, this is the most expensive home for sale in the San Fernando Valley. It stands out on every level, so let's go see it. All right, everyone, welcome to the Fryman Estate. We have an extremely special tour ahead of us. So many different areas, moments, and spaces to see, and the arrival experience to this home is really amazing. In fact, behind Armand, we have gates opening up to this spacious motor court. I love the stone pavers here. And then over on this side, we got this gorgeous, mature oak tree, providing so much character and shade to this arrival experience. Now, the plot itself features 300 feet of frontage, and on top of that, it's also flat, which is quite rare. And thanks to these qualities, they managed to build this modern barn house with such big footprint, and the home looks absolutely stunning. Now, another thing about this property that's so cool is the fact that the entire proportions and the architecture is symmetrical. In fact, on this side, you can see the first voluminous section that houses the 3-car garage on the lower level, and on top, it houses the staff quarters. You can also see the standing seam roof here, which looks very light, contemporary, and efficient. And on the exterior, they used Obeche wood siding. I like how much warmth it gives to the property, and they used not only different lengths, but different widths as well to give the house a more contemporary aesthetic. You complement that with these oversized picture windows that are black. And then over on this side, just like I mentioned earlier, given the fact that the house is symmetrical, we have another 3-car garage, and above that is a TV room. And coming back to this section, I love the landscaping here. The entry, the arrival to this motor court is also very private. We are minutes away from Studio City in Sherman Oaks, and I'll talk about the location later as well. And lastly, the center of the home features this recessed-in section, glass enclosed with the front door. Let's go inside. The foyer is quite minimalist. We have gorgeous limestone floors, light color walls, and when you walk in, you see the art, 2 wall sconces, and the entry of this property is hiding what's about to come. In fact, it is connected to these 2 voluminous sections. Let me take you to this one first. Welcome to the formal dining room, the entry of this property, and this open space. The room is anchored with this titanium travertine wrapped fireplace, and with 25-foot high ceilings, wood paneled walls, it is a very dramatic entry to this home. In fact, to my left, we have sliding glass doors opening up to the backyard, and right in front of us, we have this olive tree that is perfectly positioned, symmetrical to this opening. The backyard looks so zen, and you have the outdoors simply coming into this room. So much volume, so much natural light, and we have so many other details to cover. But before we do that, let's quickly get the specs of this property out of the way. We have 7 bedrooms, 11 bathrooms, 17,627 square feet of interior space, situated on 1.4 acres, on the market for $42 million. And I want to give big thanks to the listing agents, Winston, Jon Grauman, Adam Rosenfeld, Tyrone McKillen, for making this tour possible. And also, I want to give big thanks to Diaz, who is the designer and the developer of this property. I had a chance to walk the home with him a few days ago. He has done an exceptional job with the home. The architecture, the layout, the interior finishes, details, material palette of this home is so tasteful, so chic. And as always, you can find more information about the estate in the description of this video. Make sure to check it out. And with that, let's come back to this room. Now, right in the center, we have this travertine wrapped fireplace. I love the shallow design here, how it doesn't go all the way up to the ceiling. And with 25-foot high ceilings and this design, it leaves the room very voluminous. And you can see the copper flue that runs all the way to the ceiling. It is such a cool statement piece. It divides the room, but leaves it nice and open. You can see the linear fireplace down below. And over here, we have the formal dining room. Now, I'm obsessed with this solid wood table, seating for 12. The design of these chairs are so chic. In fact, Armand, let's get a close-up. Not only you have the curved sections, you can also see the amount of veneers and plies that they use with the frame of the chairs. It just looks very chic. I love the little button detail on the back. And then you have very tasteful light fixtures in this room and the rest of the property. In fact, they did not want to use any recessed lighting. That's why we're going to see a lot of curated and intentional lighting and light fixtures in this home. Now, let's come back to this section. To my right, we have a massive picture window facing the motor court. I just love the minimalist aesthetic. Beautiful room. Now, gets better. Over here, we have these double doors, which have this commercial door aesthetic thanks to these circular window sections. And when you open these doors, it leads you to the service kitchen. Given that we have the formal dining area here and also the main kitchen is a little bit far from this section, they decided to build a service kitchen, but they kept utility in mind, which I really appreciate. You have your commercial French, same titanium travertine is used here for the countertop as well as the backsplash. Induction cooktop, hood vent, additional built-in appliances, built-in racks for your wine bottles, spirits, 2 dishwashers. Second one is here, and I like these solid brass handles, wire brush cabinetry, fabricated sink, and another massive picture window facing the motor court. It's a great space that serves the formal dining room. Now, I want to take everybody this way. Hallway facing the backyard, massive picture window assembly. And now we're coming towards the end of the left wing. And when I say left wing, facing the home, we have the first staircase here, but I want to quickly go this way. You can also see the hardwood floors, picture window framing this section. And at the end of this hallway, we have a storage closet and access to the 3-car garage. And going here, to my left, we have the laundry room with built-in cabinetry, 2 washers, 2 dryers, really cool sink. And then to my left, we have the powder room. I really appreciate how every single room and every single corner is designed with so much intentionality. And I think curation speaks for itself. You have green plaster walls, this stunning green fabricated marble vanity, brass fixtures, this really unique mirror design. And even here we have another window bringing in so much natural light. And to my left we have the water closet. This bathroom is very tasteful. Now, jumping back to the staircase so we can check out the next room, which is another dining area or your informal dining room, because we're located right next to the kitchen. Circular table, this really unique light fixture. And this is a theme that we're gonna see throughout the home with these chain light fixtures. And then to my right, you can see the oak built-in cabinetry, stone countertop, and the same countertop actually goes all the way into the cabinetry as well. So it creates this nice design element. And the same stone is used for these floating shelves, backsplash, light fixtures. You have your brass sink here, and the room opens up to the outdoors. These are all Fleetwood sliding glass doors. And when you step out to this courtyard, you see the water features, perfectly framed olive tree, this minimalist desert landscaping, and I can see the kitchen from here, so there's a nice connectivity. This is such a beautiful space. And then over here, additional cabinetry, again, the same design element with the stone countertop going into the cabinetry. And over here, we got a beautiful art. I believe Creative Art Partners did the art staging, and the pieces in this home really stand out. Now, follow me this way so we can check out the family room. This room is so warm, elegant, connects to the kitchen as well as the backyard. And I just love this sectional couch. It has unique dimensions, and if you look at the bottom, you will see this wood trim detail that matches the aesthetic of the coffee table. Then you have these 2 chic chairs. your stone fireplace, and they curved the wall here with the same oak paneling with a reveal detail on top. And this design element brings so much focus towards this section. And I love the fact that there's no TV here. In fact, there are hardly any TVs in this home. And on the other side, we have some alabaster light fixtures, intentional ceiling lighting. You get an amazing view of your 75-foot pool. Big congrats to Studio Rob Diaz. I think he has assembled a phenomenal team that put this entire project together, whether it's the landscaping, the furnishings, design elements. It is such a tasteful home, and I'm excited to cover the remaining rooms. Now, before we go to the kitchen, I want to quickly talk about Nuare, our new candle brand. This has been a really exciting project for us, and we're so excited that it is finally here. Our candles are made with all natural ingredients. We don't have any chemical additives, no paraffins. All you have here is natural soy wax with a little bit of beeswax and essential oils. That's it. It smells very fresh, light, and it's also a little bit sweet thanks to orange blossom and tangerine. We're very proud of our product. So if you want to support us, you can go to nuarehome.com, and the link will be also in the description. And we'll be burning these candles later this evening. Now, I want to quickly take everybody this way so we can talk about this stunning kitchen. I mean, where do I begin with the details? Your oversized island with recessed in bar seating, book match countertops, waterfall edges, these oversized pendant lights with the same chain detail like I mentioned earlier. This frame looks so stunning. And Armand, why don't you come over this way? Not only it's book match right in the center, it's also book match on the waterfall edge as well. And you can see the first set of sliding glass doors over there. And then we have another one over here framing another olive tree. And I just love the natural breeze that comes into this room. Same oak cabinetry that we've been seeing throughout is also here. No handles. It's very quiet and minimalist. Your fabricated sink, waterworks fixture. And over here we have the 60-inch wolf gas stove, pot filler, and the backsplash detail here is actually really unique. It's half wall with a shelf on top, and your vent is nicely tucked into the ceiling, and even the cover plates around the plugs. Everything is picked with intentionality, and I just love how quiet this kitchen is. It is letting all these materials speak for itself, and to bring additional zenness to the space, another set of Fleetwood sliding glass doors and your water features. Honestly, in this kitchen, I wouldn't even play music or have the TV on. I would just open up these sliding glass doors and let nature come into this space. This is beautiful. Now follow me this way. There are two entry points to the butler's pantry that's located behind the main kitchen. And I really like how this space is designed. It is wide, so you can move around very comfortably. Same oak cabinetry, but this is designed more like a chef's kitchen. You have everything you need here. Your first set of built-in appliances, induction cooktop, same marble countertop, fabricated sink, your second set of built-in appliances, and we have these two Sub-Zero fridges, and Rob was raving about them and how much he likes these fridges. Additional countertop space, again, your minimalist cabinetry with the built-in handles. And if I were to live in this home, I feel like I would use this space all the time. It is not as seclusive as a chef's kitchen. It is very easy to walk in, and it's really the second part of the main kitchen. And with that, we're done with the left wing. Now let's go see the rest of the home. Now we're gonna check out the right wing of this property. We are off the foyer, and this room also features 25-foot high ceilings, and I can't stress it enough. I love the fact that we have oak paneled walls, and the same oak paneling runs all the way to the ceiling. And look at these light fixtures provided by Apparatus Studio. And then to my left, we have a very comfortable lounge. We're gonna see that in a second, but first, can we focus on the little seating area here? Fleetwood sliding glass doors open up. Again, perfectly framed olive tree. Everything in this house is symmetrical. Your backyard, breeze is coming in. And Armand, can we also get a close-up on this coffee table? This is such a simple design. This is metal tubing welded all together. but it is such a creative piece. And then on the other side, we have this lounge. Now, the first detail I want to talk about are these built-in walls, how they're not running up all the way to the ceiling. That way, natural light can travel throughout the room very easily. This also emphasizes the ceiling height here, and the lounge itself is absolutely stunning. The furnishings, built-ins, accessories. In fact, Rob has sourced every single one of these pieces from various studios and brands. I love the lounging chair here with this burgundy tone. Your dimensional coffee table with two different stones. Patagonia looks great. And then we have these two cool chairs. Built-ins on this section are not touching the walls on each side. And look at all the books, the little accessories. Again, attention to detail. Massive picture window facing the courtyard. And some of these light fixtures, as you walk towards this section, are actually coming down into the lounge. And we have another one over here. Additional built-ins. Love these chairs with comfortable fabric, and this is another stunning space. Even though this home is little over 17,000 square feet, it actually carries itself extremely well, very cozy. And to my left, we have the office. They really lean into the earth tones when it comes to this room. Hardwood floors, oak built-ins, paneled walls, as well as the ceiling. So I just love the warm energy here. And over on this side, we have another picture window bringing so much natural light. Small desk that's very chic, leather wrapped on top. And when you look around the room, you see all the curation with the books, accessories, details, again, tying this warmth together. And lastly, we have a floor lamp here matching the theme throughout. Now, I want to go back to the hallway so we can check out more of the right wing. And in fact, this is where we have the second staircase. Gorgeous art, and I want you to keep this art in mind. And I'm gonna follow me this way. Given that this home is symmetrical, at the end of this hallway, we have the 3-car garage. And then over here, we have another hallway that takes you to a spacious laundry room and a powder room. So when you look at the footprint of this home, you realize that the right wing and the left wing, the ends are exactly the same. Now, Arman, why don't we talk about this staircase? The design here is gorgeous. First off, I appreciate the minimalist approach. We have the same wood throughout the entire staircase, but the detail here that I love is actually right here. Arman, can we get a close-up? Where you have the threads and risers, you can see that the interior corners and as well as the outside edges of the staircase, the nosing, is all curved. So it leans into this softer aesthetic. And over here, we got these gorgeous light fixtures provided by Apparatus Studio, wrapped in suede, and the staircase, the minimalist approach, looks so chic. I love the design here. Now, I talked about the art that's right behind Arman right now, and look at the length of this hallway. In fact, from one side to the other, this hallway is 245 feet. That's about 75 meters. And the home itself is 300 feet. That's a massive footprint, and what a view. Now, let's go towards this side. I'm sorry for pointing out all these details. In fact, I'm gonna quickly open up the sliding glass doors here. Arman, what do you think of the tree here?
It's great, it's amazing. You know, I love the symmetry.
Yes, that's exactly what I want to talk about. The symmetry in this home. Perfect set of sliding glass doors opening up to another tree. There's even a little bird's nest here. And these kind of courtyards allow these different rooms to benefit from natural light, and it just gives a little bit more life into these spaces. So it's a nice, clever design element. Now, next up, we have the TV room. Now, this is really contrary to the statement that I made earlier, which is the fact that there are hardly any TVs in this home, but there are dedicated TV rooms. And I like the design here because this room serves different purposes. To my right, you can see the stone fabricated bar. It's the same titanium travertine with bar seating. And I appreciate that they curve the corners here. It's an elegant design element. In fact, if you look closely, you can see how they had to cut the stone to create this smooth curve. Beautiful light fixtures above. And on the back, you can see the display with mirror back walls, all these shelves. And I like that you also get these little drawers as well. Your spirits. And over here, we have a small sink. Now, Another detail here I want to point out is the textures used in this room. You have linen window treatments. Emma, why don't you meet me on the other side? Look at the seating section here. These gorgeous leather chairs, your 85-inch TV, 5.1 surround sound system, and even in this room, the curation is absolutely stunning. View of your backyard, and Emma, can we get a close-up? Look how elegant this light fixture is, wrapped in suede. I mean, talking about curation, this home is something else. Now, why don't we leave the TV room and go to the other side? We have 2 bedroom suites here. We're gonna continue our tour with this one. They left the entry of this room really open and furnished it with really interesting pieces. We have a small desk here with 2 Basquiat foundation chairs and another seating area on this side. And there are 2 details in this room that I really want to talk about. Number 1, the lighting installation. We have these bulbs that are attached to the walls as well as the ceiling, and they're spread across the room, so it creates this fun aesthetic. And then to my left, we have sliding glass doors opening up to the courtyard that we saw earlier. And the second detail I want to talk about is the bunk beds here. How you have this section all wood paneled, matching the aesthetic of this home, and you get 2 full-size beds, really nice built-in staircase, and we have 2 casement windows here. Yes, you heard me correctly. Those small windows are casements, so you can open them and allow natural light to come in. There are also Meljack light fixtures here. Such a cool design, and what a fun bunk room. Now, I want to quickly talk about the bathroom that's on this side. The built-in cabinetry creates this portal effect, and then they recess in the vanity. Stone fabrication looks great. Deep sink, waterworks fixture, and over on this side we have the walk-in shower. Has the same brass detailing around the glass door frame, and when you walk in you see this lava rock tile throughout the entire shower, this glaze finish, so it has so much imperfections and character. Waterworks fixtures, and you're gonna hear me use the word waterworks a lot in this tour because that's where they got all of their fixtures. And with that, that's pretty much it for this room. Now, I have to say, given that the home is almost 18,000 square feet, it lives extremely well. And with that, welcome to the last bedroom that we're gonna tour on this level. I have to say, I love the green tones here, the warmth of the walls, the shading, and then how it complements the oak flooring and these bedside tables. This is stunning.
And your outfit fits really good with this room.
Yes, it matches. It matches, and that was one of the inspirations when I toured this home, I want to say a week ago, prior to the shoot. I was like, you know what, I got to pick a color that's really vibrant and that leans into the energy of this home. That's why I picked my green suit for the shoot. And I just love how curated the space is. Look at those little frames that's right above the bed. The bedside tables, the books, your walk-in closet here, the rug down below, this small seating area, and the fact that Armand is outside at the moment because you have seamless transition to the backyard. And wait till you see the bathroom. Now, I have to say, I think this is the best bathroom in the entire house minus the primary bathroom. Every single surface, material, the fit and finish, the tasteful selection here genuinely speaks for itself. Look at the floor tiling, how you have different sizes with big grout lines, and the same aesthetic matches on the walls, but this time you get bigger tiles and it has this glaze finish. And then you can see the extensive use of marble and how it frames this section where we have the freestanding tub as well as these 2 vanities. So this design element is also continuously featured throughout the entire home. Then we have these brass vanities, and I appreciate the fabrication so much, whether it's the legs, these screw points, these connections, and the marble countertops, the little backsplash and waterworks fixtures, and your shelves are nicely recessed into the wall here, so you get this minimalist aesthetic. And over on this side, we have the second vanity, toilet to my left, and over on this side, we have a gorgeous and spacious walk-in shower that features the same finishes, and I love this stone entry. And with that, we're done with the first floor. Now let's go see this amazing backyard. The ground grounds of this property is so special and private. And beyond that, we got this gorgeous backdrop where we have all these mature trees. And they took inspiration from this backdrop when it comes to designing this backyard, and they made every moment, every corner, and every material count. It is a special place, and I'm excited to show it to all of you. Now follow me this way. Right in the center, you can see the 75-foot pool, all these olive trees, these little sections where you can see the stacked limestone framing these lounging areas. And beyond that, you can also see the architecture of this property, the U shape, and how everything is perfectly symmetrical. Now, at the beginning of this video, I called this property a modern barn home. Rob, who is the developer and the designer, he calls it an A-frame, so I'll let you guys be the judge. But regardless, I love the exterior finishes, particularly the Obichu wood siding that's wire finished. So it has a nice texture to it, and over time, the wood, corten steel railing on the second floor, the limestone here, will all develop a nice patina and blend with the surrounding landscape a little bit more. It will look a little bit more organic, which I really like. Now, the other aspect of this property I want to talk about is the standing seam roof and the overall roof design. I love standing seam roofs because they're lightweight, efficient, durable, and they look very contemporary. And beyond that, because of their installation technique where you install tracks, and after that you have long sheets where you install above the track and overlap each other, which creates a leak-proof system, and it will last you a very long time. The other aspect of this roof that is so interesting and unique is the fact that there are no overhangs. So the standing seam roof seamlessly connects to the exterior walls, and it's this really flush and efficient design which gives the home a little bit more of a contemporary aesthetic, again playing into that contemporary architecture. And I personally love how it looks. Now, over on this side, we have the limestone patio that extends the length of this pool. And then I really enjoy these small sections and how they're clad with limestone. I like that they didn't use simple tiles and they went with this more chipped stone approach. How you can see the dimensionality, the color variation. It just looks a little bit more organic. It makes it interesting. And then you have your comfortable lounging beds and your 75-foot pool right in the center. The Pebble Tech finish here is called Midnight, and it gives the pool this darker aesthetic, and it looks so zen in this backyard. You have the hot tub all the way on the other side, and this backyard was designed in collaboration with Orca Living, and I think they've done an exquisite job, whether it's the boulders, the plants, the olive trees. In fact, funny story about these olive trees, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier. They had to plant these trees before they constructed the home. So they had to nail the location of these trees because they wanted everything to be symmetrical. They wanted all these sliding glass doors to open up one of these trees. Let's actually go this way. We have another limestone patio here, so your family room as well as the dining area can open up to the outdoors. You can also put additional outdoor furniture here, and the deck above us, or the balcony for the primary bedroom, cantilevers over. I appreciate the fact that there's not a corner supporting post, so it keeps this view a little bit more open. And while we're here, look at our backdrop. Gorgeous trees. In fact, behind us is a park, so you'll have this view all to yourself. And by design, they had to build a retaining wall to retain the back section of this property. And instead of just leaving it as a retaining wall, they piggybanked off of that and built these two detached structures. The one on the right is the gym, and the one on the left is the spa, and we're going to see those spaces in a second. But before we leave this section, I want to talk about one more detail. Above us is the balcony for the primary bedroom, and they have a floating deck design, meaning underneath the decking is the roof, and that roof collects all the rainwater and it pushes into the copper gutter that's here. And in fact, you can see these little drain lines coming down from the deck into this big system, and from there normally it should connect to another gutter that will push the water down into the drain lines that are below the house. But instead of doing that, they take the downspout, gave it a little angle, opened the face of it, and they turned it into a water feature. That way, during light rain, you can easily sit here and listen water as it goes down to the drain. I mean, how cool is that? Without a doubt, one of my favorite details in this home. It's funny, it's like an 18,000 square foot home. There are so many different rooms, areas, But this is the first time I'm seeing a detail like this. We see rain chains all the time. We see different applications, but I think this is extremely clever. I love that they went with copper because it's gonna age and again, develop a beautiful patina just like the rest of the exterior. So I had to point this out. Now, follow me this way. Let's go check out these detached structures. Again, I love the backdrop here. The fact that we're minutes away from Studio City, Sherman Oaks, from Ventura Boulevard, which is arguably one of the most important streets in the San Fernando Valley, and you get to live in an area like this, which is, I think, one of the important value propositions of this property. I would like to think that that's not for everyone, meaning some people want true seclusion, but if you want to be conveniently located and have the zenest and coolest backyard, I'm gonna say this is probably one of the coolest and best options out there. Now with that said, let's go see this amazing spa. I'm really impressed with the approach here. Coming up with a standalone structure and dedicating it to your spa is a powerful statement. I love how open the room is. Right in the center, we have the hot tub, your cold plunge, limestone floors throughout, stone walls, vaulted ceiling with this mood lighting. So it definitely has an ambiance to it. And over on this side, we have the steam shower. Now we have to walk into this space because this has to be the biggest steam shower we've ever seen on this channel. And the same materials seamlessly continue into the space. And I'm like, can you meet me on the other side? Here we have another opening. To our right, we have a massage table, custom cabinetry, long countertop space, and I like that they designed a big sink here with 2 faucets. And to my right, we have a water closet with a urinal. What an amazing space. Now, leaving the spa, I want to quickly show you this really interesting space that is situated between these 2 structures, and it is your outdoor dining area. Whether it's the steel gazebo, the extensive use of limestone, and the retaining wall behind us that's nicely landscaped, this section has a vibe to it. And right behind me, you can see this mature cypress tree, and they managed to perfectly center that tree to the retaining wall behind me. And funny enough, they got that centered by luck. They weren't planning around it. Later, they found out that it was actually perfectly centered. And over here, within the retaining wall, we have the built-ins, concrete countertop, your gas grill, fridges, outdoor dining area, and you can also see that landscaping and the vines started to grow over these structures. So in a few years, hopefully, it will start wrapping everything here and helping these structures blend in with the surrounding landscape a little bit more. Now, another funny detail I want to point out. Armand, can you turn to the other side? As if centering that tree wasn't enough, remember the mature oak tree that I mentioned at the motor court? They managed to center it perfectly on this side. I mean, this is absolutely wild. Designing a home this scale and getting all of these details perfectly symmetrical, right? And being able to think this far in advance is incredible. My hat's off to the development team. Now, why don't we continue this way? Again, more olive trees, green grass. That's the right wing of the property that we're gonna see in a second, especially the second floor. And over here, we have the gym. I really appreciate that even these detached structures come with vaulted ceilings, same oak paneling throughout. They left the space very open, furnished very minimalist. You can see the dumbbells, some gym equipment, stationary bikes, and we also have built-in storage space here that creates this, again, portal effect where they recessed in the AC diffusers, your mirror wall, a small seating area that's right in front of Armand. And over here, we have the bathroom. Small water closet, your vanity, but wait till you see the walk-in shower. This is crazy. We were just in the spa and we saw those 2 open walk-in showers. Here you get an enclosed walk-in shower with this unique tile installation, 2 rain heads. I mean, this is a shower for your gym. And you may think that we saw the spa, the gym, that's it for the amenities. In fact, we still got one more section to see. Now we're going to tour the far corner of this property where we have the meditation deck. Comes with a built-in seating area, lush landscaping, and you also have an infrared sauna here. And I love this outdoor space because it gives you a chance to walk away from the property, enjoy the surroundings. I mean, look at our views, and the property is right in front of you. Now, with an asking price of $42 million, this is the most expensive home for sale in the San Fernando Valley. That's a big statement. And as someone who's a content creator, entrepreneur, who is not a real estate agent, and who has absolutely no obligation to sell this property, I wanted to come and tour this home because I think it's so cool. It is a one-of-a-kind offering. Whether it's the architecture, the plot, the surroundings, and the development team's commitment to create something one of a kind is what moved us to come over here, shoot this experience, and share it with all of you. And let me know in the comments below, what do you think of the $42 million price tag? I am genuinely impressed with this house, whether it's the palette, the design elements, the architecture, utilization of the property. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, and we still have so much more to see. Now we're going to check out the second floor of the right wing. I've talked about these light fixtures earlier by Apparatus Studio. Not only they look great, I love the green suite. Now, we have a hallway here that takes us to 3 spacious guest suites that we're going to check out in a second. But first, I want to talk about the deck that's to my left. Now, this is a great outdoor space with views of the surrounding trees. It's private, you get a small seating area, built-in planters, and it also gives you access to the peak section of the right wing, where on the first floor we have the 3-car garage, and on the second floor we have the maid's quarters. It's actually a really nice bedroom suite with its own bathroom, and you access it from this deck. Now, I'm not going out there because I'm trying to keep this tour nice and to the point, and given that house is symmetrical, on the left wing we have the same outdoor space dedicated to the primary bedroom that we're going to tour later. But for now, let's continue our tour. And to my right, we have the first guest suite. They call this room the mustard room, and I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I love the color here. I wish I have a jacket this color. And you get your queen size bed, bedside tables, these UFO looking lights, sliding glass doors open up to a very spacious deck that I'll show in a second. And right off the entry, you get your walk-in closet. Of course, there's also a full bathroom here with a travertine vanity, walk-in shower. And yeah, this is the first guest suite on this level. I want to quickly go back to the hallway. Picture window facing the courtyard that we saw on the first floor, and then over here we have a small seating area. The furnishings here are so chic, whether it's the couch, the little coffee table, wall sconces, or the brown ottoman here that's right next to the casement windows. You can see the hills all the way to the back, and you can easily make this room another TV room because you have the perfect spot for a TV. It's a cozy space dedicated for the guest suites on this wing. And we have the third bedroom here, but first let's check out the second bedroom. Off of the entry we have some built-in closets, and then we have the bedroom. Now, this room was initially designed as the meditation room. That's why it gets so much natural light. 2 sets of sliding glass doors, massive skylight above us. I mean, I can easily wear my sunglasses here, but they decided to make it another bedroom suite. I love that you get outdoor access to these little decks. In fact, you can also see the meditation deck that we toured earlier straight from this room. And over on this side, we have a full bathroom. Now, the last bedroom we're gonna see is on this side. Let's go ahead. The way they designed this room is very unique. Whether it's the oak paneling, vaulted ceilings, the built-in closet right off the entry, and this shallow wall design that creates some separation between the entry and the bedroom itself. You get your cozy bed, integrated bedside tables with these really cool light fixtures, and there's another one over here. It seamlessly opens up to the deck, and over here we got a stunning bathroom. Arma, why don't we go in? Same hardwood floors continue, and you can see the travertine fabrication with the vanity, and they use travertine for everything. Drawer fronts, the frame itself, the countertop, fabrication for the sink, and they left it unfilled, so you get this natural texture, cute wall sconces, spacious walk-in shower, and now let's go see the deck. We have over 4,400 square feet of outdoor decks throughout the second floor, and I love the fact that you can access to the outdoors so easily. You saw the first floor of this home, and the way this property is designed, it's all about the outdoors. It's all about this gorgeous backdrop, and you want to maximize that. And with these decks, you can just leave your bedroom, walk outside, and in this case, this is a very spacious deck with Core 10 steel railing, Core 10 built-in planters, and this amazing backdrop. And in fact, why don't we go this way? We toured the first bedroom suite, that's to my right, and this is the bedroom suite that we just toured. Again, Fleetwood sliding glass doors open up. Our 2 detached structures, that's our spa and gym. And right on the other side, again, tying it back to the symmetry, we have the primary bedroom suite. Let's go check it out. Now, as promised, before we check out the primary bedroom, I want to quickly step outside and show you this outdoor deck. I really like the design elements here, but it's the solid wood decking, Core 10 steel railing, which gives this industrial touch. And then we have Core 10 steel planters, and all these materials are going to age so beautifully and kind of lean into the natural aspect of this home. We also get a small seating area here. And Armand, why don't we turn this way quickly? Right on the other side, we have the primary bedroom closet, and there's also another wraparound deck there, and down below us is the courtyard facing the kitchen. The other aspect from this angle I want to talk about is our backdrop. All these mature trees, and yes, you can barely see the neighboring property, the roof of the property here, but beyond that, no one else looks into the space. And given that your primary bedroom is on this wing, it's nice to have this much privacy. Now, as promised, the other space that we're going to check out is the peak section of this volume, which is the TV room. The architectural design of this section, the A-frame, dictates the interior space here, and I love how cozy it is with these angled roof lines. And I also appreciate that they lean into the wood aesthetic again with hardwood floors, wood paneled walls, and the same light fixtures that we saw on the first floor bunk room by Allied Maker. They also have them here, which makes the space a little bit more playful. And then you have your sectional couches, coffee table, TV on the other side. I mean, how awesome it is that your primary bedroom wing gets its own TV room. Now, continuing with our scheduled programming, next up we have the primary bedroom, another solid oak interior door. And when we walk in, we immediately step into the bedroom. I like the vaulted ceilings here, oak paneling, plaster walls. It has more of a softer aesthetic. To my left, you can see the small seating area with this coffee table, and I like the design here, how the legs are actually coming through the surface of the table. And then you can see the sliding glass doors opening up to this spacious deck where you can see the architecture of the home, this gorgeous backdrop, and great amount of natural light that comes in. And then to my right, we have this low bed frame, linen sheets, gorgeous bedside tables that matches the bed frame, and then these light fixtures. In fact, Armand, can we get a close-up? Not only the light fixture itself is wrapped in silk, which is very chic, it's also adjustable, so you can just pull these pins, adjust it to your liking, and this is such an interesting and fun detail. And I just love the feeling of this bedroom, how bright it is, how welcoming it is, and it is also very minimal. Now, next up, I want to take everybody this way. Here we have a small seating area and the walk-in closet. I like that these two spaces are pretty connected to each other. You have another sliding glass door here, and let me see if I can open up this section. You also get a little coffee bar. Armand, what do you think?
This is incredible. It's an Easter egg. I didn't expect that.
Exactly. It is hidden nicely. Let me actually pocket this properly. And there you go. You get a coffee bar, a small sink. Oh, I think the hardware just go backwards unless you push it all the way in. And over on this side, we got this gorgeous chic couch and these brass light fixtures that are actually solid. In fact, these light fixtures are so heavy that they had to frame the entire wall and sheet it so it can bear the weight of these light fixtures. And with this art above, this is such a cool little corner. And then I want to quickly turn to the other side. You almost have this island slash bar design here, whether if you want to just decorate it with some books or have some of your clothes here. There's built-in cabinetry on this side, and this is the rest of the walk-in closet that opens up to that balcony we saw earlier, so you got a ton of storage space. Now, I want to quickly go this way to show you the incredible primary bathroom. The amount of space you get here, the natural light, and the fabrication when it comes to these vanities are absolutely stunning. Please take it all in. The entire wall features 2 vanities and the entire thing is crafted out of marble. In fact, Armand, let's get a close up here. You have curved corners, marble drawer fronts with these oversized brass handles. The sinks are also fabricated out of marble, waterworks fixtures. One detail that I really love is how they recessed in these mirrors, but curved the corners so gently as well. Also, these corners are curved, and there's this marble wall section here that hides your built-in shelving. That way you keep this minimalist aesthetic, but all of your toiletry products are actually nicely tucked away. You get the makeup area right in the center. This is gorgeous. Hats off. I just love this design. Now, on the other side, we have our freestanding tub. Again, same style fixtures, half marble wall, light fixtures, plaster wall. So it has this soft, welcoming aesthetic. And then we have the sliding glass doors here opening up to the patio. In fact, let's take everybody quickly outside. I mean, we gotta enjoy this view one more time. Again, the architecture is symmetrical. We were just there a few minutes ago on the other side, touring the 3rd guest suite on that floor. You can see these A-frames, your 2 detached structures, amazing 75-foot pool, and this crazy backdrop. The fact that you are minutes away from Ventura Boulevard and you live in a setting like this is what makes this property so unique and so special. Now, I want to quickly walk backwards so we can quickly talk about the walk-in shower. There's a gorgeous bench here with leather wrap top, separate water closet with a total toilet, and even here, there's a small magazine holder and a light fixture, talking about attention to detail. And then over here, we have this brass framed glass door opening up to this spacious walk-in shower. And I must say, this is one of the biggest showers we've toured recently. I mean, look at the scale here. You have stucco walls, built-in marble bench, waterworks fixtures, rain heads, and they also have 2 steam motors for the shower. So they steam the entire thing. And I don't even know how they fill this shower given that it's so voluminous. This unique tile installation on the floor, and we've been seeing this pattern throughout the home as well. And lastly, even this space opens up to the outdoors, to the wraparound deck, super private. That's also a deer crossing, by the way. And yeah, this is how you live in this incredible home. All right, everyone, that's it for the tour. What a property. I'm genuinely impressed with the design. The material palette centered around natural finishes, the thoughtful curation, and the overall commitment to the vision. Now with that, I want to give big thanks to all the listing agents for making this tour possible, and also want to congratulate the designer of this property, Rob Diaz, for doing such a phenomenal job with this build. And as always, you can find more information about this property in the description of this video. Make sure to check it out. With that, also don't forget to visit us at nuarehome.com to grab your candle. All the links will be in the description of this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.